Greetings to one and all present here. My name is Ria Marin Abraham. The topic that I've chosen for my thesis is Rejuvenation through Curative Architecture, De-Addiction and Rehabilitation Center, Kozhikode. First, let me give a brief introduction about my topic. What is addiction? It is a condition that results when a person injects a substance or takes part in an activity that is pleasurable. But when continued, it becomes compulsive and interferes with the person's life. It is accepted as a mental illness in the diagnostic nomenclature and results in a substantial health, social, and economic problems. Why use? Trauma or abuse, mental illness, poverty, relationship problems, stress, and medical condition. According to the WHO report, approximately 271 million people uses any drugs, out of which 35 million people worldwide is suffering from drug disorders. Only 1 out of 10 people receives drug treatment. According to 2017 report, this graph shows the number of deaths by risk factors in the world, collectively 11.4 million deaths in 2017. This makes substance use the leading risk factors for premature death globally. Coming to the Indian context, this chart shows the percentage share of drug abuse or addiction causes suicides. It is clear that the drug abuse suicide cases increase over the years. More than half of those who die from alcohol or drug overdose are younger than 50. Now coming to the Kerala context, this figure shows the number of people who committed suicide due to mental illness. Kerala and Maharashtra has the highest number of suicides. Kerala shows the highest prevalence in the alcoholism and is ranked top in India. With the new ages, there are many substances which are coming. Alcohol and tobacco has been the commonest. But newer substances like stimulants, like in the newspaper we read about the drugs called MCAT. So these are the wrecking havoc of the lives of teenagers and adolescents. In many centuries, substance abuse has been a social problem. According to the Kerala Anti-Narcotic Force, 3 in 1 uses drug at least once during school year. 34.8% of the youths addicted to drugs, liquor, or smoking. The population in Kerala for 2020 is 3.47 crore. The actual number of alcohol-dependent individuals is around 2,08,200. According to the analysis of revenue from liquor sales in 2015, the revenue sale was approximately 12 crore, and in 2019, it has increased above 14 crores approximately. Kerala has the highest per capita consumption of alcohol in India. A total of 350 cases were charged in the last 12 months. The newspaper report in 2020 shows that the lack of alcohol kills more in Kerala than COVID-19. In the 6 days leading up to March 30th, Kerala recorded only 2 deaths from the COVID-19, but at least 6 deaths from non-availability of alcohol. Therefore, the Kerala government has planned to open more de-addiction centers across the state. Relevance on different sectors. Health sector. Mortality rate increased. Economic sector. Huge money is spent on drugs. Education sector. Youths fall into addicts the most. Social sector. Stigma and integration. Aim. To design an environment which targets the patient's psychology and helps them feel comfortable and satisfying through creation of spaces while compacting from addiction. Objectives. To explore the different aspects of built environment and their impact on the patient's psychology. To explore the opportunities of making architecture be a part of the healing process. Scope. This intent to improve the psychiatric situations concerning recovered mental patients. The project will help to increase public awareness on this issue. Next, let me introduce my site. This graph shows the drug addiction and abuse-related suicide in some of the states in India. Kerala is 10 times higher than Punjab. In Kerala, the highest number of substance addiction is reported mainly in 3 districts, namely Trivandrum, Ernakulam, Kozhikode. In northern Kerala, the cases are higher in Kozhikode. My site is located in Modakulur, Ulliyeri village in Kozhikode district in the state of Kerala, India. The site area is 10.03 acres, that is 40,621.80 square meters. It is located 500 meters away from the Malabar Medical College Hospital and Research Center. It is about 18 kilometers from the Kozhikode city. This slide shows the different points of view of the site. A shows a view of the nearby shop that is adjacent to the site. B shows the bypass road. C to I shows a view from inside the site. The feasibility of the site is that it is well connected to a hospital with a close proximity of 500 meters, which can be accessed in case of any emergency. There is an institutional campus at a radius of 2 kilometers, and this helps in creating awareness among them. The site is sloped with 2 meters interval. The highest point of the site is 8 meters from the road. The case study that I have chosen for my thesis are Alpha Healing Center, Gujarat, Center for Harmonious Living, Kuttipuram, Muktagan Rehabilitation Center, Pune. I have done a critical analysis on all the 3 case studies that I have chosen on the basis of few parameters. The reason why I chose each of these case studies is that the first one, CHL, the reason why I chose that my idea of the design was to create a deinstitutional approach, and CHL matches with my concept. And coming to the Alpha Healing Center, the site area was approximately around my area, my site area, and so I wanted to study about how they did the zoning on different blocks in the center and how they utilized the site's area efficiently. I also planned on giving a central OAT that can act as an interactive space between the users, and so I chose Muktangan Rehabilitation Center. And it also gives a transparency within the user and staff. Moving on to the major programming that must be involved in the center, the 2 types of patients are inpatients and outpatients. The design shall house the following facilities: admin, outpatients, inpatients, care units, recreational facilities, dwelling units. The primary activities that are involved in the centers are consultation, counseling, therapy, self-help group, detoxification, medical treatment, gym, yoga or meditation, outdoor games, indoor games, workshops, camping. Engaging in group therapy or activities is an essential part of the recovery when it comes to substance abuse. Working in groups can have quite a few benefits to the individual. They also get to have the experience, learn new skills, gain insight, etc. Moving on to the brief requirements of the center, first let us see the outpatient service. The initial consultation is taking an admission and then moving on to the intake process, which is collecting information about the patient's drug history, and then moving on to the evaluation of patient's health through lab test. After this evaluation process, the patient's treatment stages are identified, which are counseling, detoxification, therapy, etc. Moving on to the zoning part, the site is initially split into 3, which is public, which includes OPD, casualty, etc. Semi-public, OAT halls, multipurpose halls, etc. Private, IPD, wards, etc. The structure is zoned away from the main road access for noise buffer privacy. Approaches to healing: by removing stigma, by incorporating interactive spaces, by creating spaces where people can come together and interact. Architecturally, by providing a platform for the people to get back into their social place. Zoning and conceptual development: the spaces are divided or split into 2 major spaces, which is the build space and the recreational space. Moving on to the design strategies that are involved. First, large open to sky central courtyard, which gives a sense of openness, and also it acts as a multi-purpose gathering space. From an institutional to deinstitutional approach to give them a homely feel, and then letting them exposed to the free air and nature. On the basis of sunlight, strategic tree planting around the structure can help protect window from late afternoon western summer sun. Shading devices, pergola shading devices fitted to verandas can allow sun to penetrate into the internal space while blocking the harsh sunlight. Eaves and shading device protects window from direct sunlight. Next, the major aspects is the interaction between the patients and the staff. to create an open and semi-open space between them for the maximum visual transparency for secure and safe surveillances. Waiting area, a sensory positive and natural light where patients and families should feel comfortable. Planning the building around the courtyard so that it reduces the heat that gets into the building, and it also acts as a semi or public gathering space between the users. Next, the patients and the family accommodations are zoned in a close proximity where they can interact and spend time together in a green environment. Natural lit corridor by using vertical shades elements to create rhythm. Moving on to my design. Onto the massing process. Considering the existing site, the site has 4 contours on the site, and the site is slightly sloped with 2 meters interval. The highest point on the site is 8 meters from the road. The last 3 contours is split into 3 different zones, namely public, semi-public, and private, which means that each of these blocks are zoned according to the privacy. Considering the brief required, the blocks have been zoned with maximum green space. Moving on to the master plan. As mentioned in the program development, the center houses the facilities like admin block, outpatient department, inpatient department, care units, recreational facilities, and dwelling units. This is the Kozhikode bypass road, which connects the, which is the only access to the site, and as you enter the site, you can see the entry gate, which has a security cabin to the left, and the road is actually split into 2 for both the entry and the exit. It acts as a one-way direction. To the right is the parking area, and as we move into the site, you can see to the left is the drop-off of the casualty block and its parking. The casualty is connected by a semi-open corridor, which actually leads to the outpatient department. 7 is the drop-off of the outpatient department, and 8 is the OPD, outpatient department. 9 is the OAT, which acts as a semi-public interactive space, and a transition space that connects the outpatient department and the semi-public hall, which is number 10. 11 is the dining space, which serves mainly for the users, and it is zoned between the patient's accommodation and family, which is 13 and 16. There is an open space between the public accommodation and family, which acts as an interactive space for the family and patients. 17 is a very large open to sky courtyard, which actually is stepped. It is a stepped seating. This is the central space where maximum interaction between the users happen. 14, which acts as a playground, in which it is zoned where it is zoned in a place where it is in a good surveillance by the family and the staff. 20 is zoned as the IPD block, inpatient department block, with the ward and the doctor's cabin, consulting room, group therapy, gym and all. With 20 as the entry point to the IPD. It is zoned in a close proximity to the central activity space. The section that has been cutting this from here. Moving on to the section. This is the OPD corridor block. From there you can see a stepped outpatient OAT, which acts as a semi-interactive space. And then this is the central activity space where maximum interaction happens, and you can see the corridor that connects them, and this is the garden space for them to leisure around, and this is the staff accommodation. This shows the section of the road driveway to the center. The boundary wall is enclosed on the side and all the sides of the site. The existing green is left the same, as possible, and a 1 meter wide raised footpath for the pedestrian access. The road is segregated by the divider for the separate access, that is the entry or the exit to the center. The parking is buffered by the trees. The first view is from the dining, that is from here. The second view is to the court. The third view is from the central area, and the fourth is the view to the garden, and the fifth one is the pergola walkway that connects the central activity space. Now the section that cuts through the IPD central activity space, the patient's accommodation, and the garden. Now coming to the section, this is the family visitors cottage, and this is the open garden that lies between the family and the patient's accommodation. It has a 2 meter wide open corridor, and these are the family accommodation. Patient's accommodation, and this is the 5 meter wide corridor which is semi-open. On both the sides there's a 5 meter wide corridor that opens to the central activity space, and then comes the laundry room which is adjacent to the 5 meter wide corridor. And to the right side you can see the IPD block, which cuts through the canteen, the IPD entrance, and the IPD office room. And this is the view of the entry to the outpatient department. This is an axonometric view of the center. This color shows the circulation in the structure, and this color shows the green spaces within the structure. This is the outpatient department view, entry of the outpatient department view, and this is the view of the dining, the exterior eating area, and this is a semi-public amphitheater view, and this is the open corridor that opens to the central activity space. This is the family accommodation view. This is the inpatient department view, and this is the recreational garden that lies between the uh, uh, hostel accommodation and the family. This is that area. This is the staff accommodation for the staff. Coming to the section, this section cuts through the outdoor counseling center, and then the inpatient department, the central area, and the patient's accommodation. Moving on to the different department of the center, first comes the casualty block. The entry to the casualty block is directly from the main road access. It is done so that in case of any emergency, you can directly enter the unit. It is linearly planned, singly loaded corridor for the easy accessible spaces. This is the elevation of the casualty block. This is the ramp entry, and this is the stepped entry, and this is a corridor that connects the outpatient. This is semi-openable corridor that connects the outpatient department. This view is from the reception area to the corridor, and this is the 5 meter wide corridor. This is the corridor that connects the outpatient department, the way to the outpatient department. This section cuts through the singly loaded corridor and the canteen. This is a view of the corridor, that semi-openable corridor, and this is the way or the door to the outpatient department. Every room opens to the garden for natural ventilation and lighting. It is a sloping roof structure. The corridor is naturally lit using jolly walls. This is the axonometric view of the casualty block. This color shows the circulation, and this color shows the green spaces that's involved in it. This is the ramp entry to the unit, and this is the reception area. The office, the 3 meter wide corridor, the connection corridor that connects the outpatient department, the pharmacy, the canteen, isolation rooms. Coming on to the section, it's cut through all the rooms: the reception room, the office, cabin, 3 meter wide corridor, doctor's cabin, the emergency ward, pharmacy, discussion room, canteen, 3 meter wide corridor, and isolation room. The outpatient department. Moving on to the massing process, first is a box and then it is divided into three parts, each at which different levels like admins, ward, etc. and then finally this form. The block includes both outpatient department and semi-public, which is connected by an OT. The block is built using exposed bricks. As you see as you enter the outpatient department, you will first see a sensory positive and natural lit reception and a waiting area, which makes the family and a patient feel comfortable as you enter. The admin that is placed right beside the entry for admission and further procedure. The plan is symmetrically divided with wards, observation wards, doctor's cabin, etc. This is the view that shows the entry point to the outpatient department. This is a launch view that shows the waiting area, and this is the entry view. That the door is the office space. This is the doctor's consultation room. This is the doctor's lounge room for them to relax, and this is the staff mess or the canteen space for the staff to have their food. This is the corridor to the amphi. As you walk through this corridor, you'll see directly the amphitheater, which is a semi-public space for the interaction. This is the section that cuts the multi-purpose OAT. This is the multi-purpose hall, and this is the OAT, and this is the toilet for the multi-purpose users. This is the axonometric view of the outpatient department, where this color is the circulation and green is the open green space. This is the entry to the outpatient or ramp entry to the outpatient department. The offices for admission and for the procedure. This is the reception desk. This is the observation ward, and this is the wards with adjacent private courtyards for them to use. And this is the public toilet for the multi-purpose users. These are the private courtyards. This is the amphitheater for semi-public users. These are the doctor's lounge, and this is the multi-purpose hall. This is a view that shows the corridor, and this is a view of the inbuilt seating area, and this is the private courtyard view. There are courtyards on either sides of the wing, which lets the natural light and air inside. This is a section that cuts through the courtyards. This is a discussion room, a 3-meter wide corridor, open to sky courtyard, a private courtyard that connects it's for the ward users. And this is a corridor that leads to the amphitheater, and this is a private courtyard. This is exactly the same as the other side, it's symmetrical. Central activity space. This space acts as a central spot for the entire rehab. Interaction between patients are developed higher here, and hence most of the greeneries are designed in this space. Semi-open 5-meter wide green corridor. This space mainly opens to the huge central activity space. It is enclosed by a corridor providing air and sunlight. It keeps the users in contact with the natural environment. A huge size of the amphitheater gives an open atmosphere and makes them feel free. This is a section that cuts through the laundry, the central area, and the patient's accommodation. As you can see, this is the lodge or courtyard. This is a detail of the seating area. That is, its riser is 0.10 meter and its thread is 0.30. It is 0.2 m raised stone seating with lawn inbuilt. This is the indoor reading area, and this is a pergola walkway. This is the view of the corridor from the patient's accommodation, and this is the view to the garden. Coming on to the patient's accommodation, this is the axonometric view, and this color is the corridor that or the walkway that connects throughout, and this is a green space. That is the interior is that it's got a bedroom and an attached toilet for the patients. The patient accommodation is designed in such a way that it provides a view to the green a common open courtyard in between two blocks for the users to interact between them. The patient's accommodation is zoned within the staff surveillances in each the block. The corridor is 2 meter wide and it's semi-open. A library is provided on the bed zone of both the ward and the patient's accommodation for the use. The playground and the garden is designed in the patient's accommodation and family accommodation. Therefore, it can react as a space between the family and the users. This is also, you can see the section that cuts the central and the patient's accommodation and the green garden. Dining space. This dining is mainly designed for inpatient users and their family. This place also acts as an interactive space and therefore it is provided with interior and exterior deck dining space. This is also a space for the users to interact with their family and is also in a close proximity of the family cottage and IPD. These are some of the interior views of the dining space. This is the axonometric view. This is the outdoor seating area and it's surrounded by green spaces. The jali wall and internal courtyards for natural ventilation and fresh air. As you can see from the section, there's a deck dining space which connects through the stairway. This is the view from the outdoor seating, eating area. There's a deck space that is 2.6 meter in height. This is the asymmetric view of the deck dining. There's a storage space beneath the deck and it has got a wood panel flooring, and this is the outdoor dining space. Inpatient department. Initially a box and then it is divided into 3 wings: ward, recreation and doctor's cabin. Introducing some open space courtyard and enclosed courtyards. IPD is designed with maximum exposure to the nature with natural ventilation. It also includes interaction with other patients with good surveillances. Speaking about the plan, it has got 2 entry points on either sides. As you enter, you can see a huge courtyard that lights up the entire space. These are the office spaces and this is a reception space that has a good view towards a green space. These are the counseling and doctor's cabin. These are the 3 wings, that is these 2 are the wards that has attached toilet and balcony. This is the gym and the yoga area. This is a view that shows the view towards the corridor. This is the inpatient department corridor view. This is the corridor that connects the 2 wards. Every counseling space or every counseling or consulting space has its own outdoor green enclosed space, which is enclosed by a barrier wall of 3.10 meter high wall. This is a walk talk outdoor area where you can walk and talk into the green space. This is the interior view of the doctor's cabin that overlooks the green space. This axonometric view where red is the where this color is the circulation and green. You can see it's all around the center. This is the entry of the IPD. This is the reception desk and its office space. This is a canteen for the staff and these are the doctor cabin units. This is a group therapy. These 2 are the wards. Then comes the indoor yoga space, the connection corridor that connects both the wards. This is the outdoor yoga space. These 2 are the views. This is the view of the yoga gym and this is the yoga space. There's a 2 meter corridor, connection corridor that connects to the 2 wards. This is a section that cuts the outdoor counseling area which overlooks into the green space, doctor's cabin, the corridor, the open to sky corridor lights up the entire space, the group therapy that overlooks the enclosed green space, and then the connection corridor that connects the ward. Family accommodation is mainly designed for the patient's family or visitors visiting them, or any other guest. It is designed as a cluster of 2 and 4. This plan shows a cluster of 4 units which has a central open garden. It has both vehicular and pedestrian access. These are some of the views of the family accommodation. This is a section that cuts through 2 units and a central garden which acts as an interaction space between the neighbors. These are the interior views of the unit. This is staff accommodation for the staffs. Materials used: wall, exposed bricks and plaster laterite masonries, wood, MP roofing and ceiling tiles. Most of the materials are sourced locally and are kept exposed to show the genuine texture. It gives the building a rustic and a down-to-earth appearance. The natural light and ton of cool air are always welcome as a result of the open design. The color combination used are these. Wood gives a homely feeling and warmth and comfort. It has a positive effect on the emotional state of the people. Uh, the materials used are landscape schemes. The whole master plan is designed in such a way that it is intricately connected with the nature. The design aims to change the stereotypical image of the rehab center and create a welcoming and comfortable environment for the users. The design of the center highlights the healing capacity of nature. Garden forms the main open space where all the housing units are facing towards every room and are exposed to nature. Natural light is maximum introduced into the design. Throughout the design, there are different types of seating arrangements that are used for individual or group conversation. Seating is located where people would be gathering and could have a conversation, or in the exterior courtyards overlooking the landscape and or the water features. These are some of the views of the design. The first one shows the shaded driveway and the footpath. The trees planted as a buffer to create the fence and visual barriers between the parking area. The shaded raised footpath, shaded seating, spaces between the patients and family, garden with trees and paved walkway, shaded paved walkways, semi-opened counseling area enclosed by a 2-meter high wall with vertical creepers and Mexican garden flooring. These are few of the plants that the special topic that I chose is green as a healing process. A study from the University of Plymouth found that being exposed to green spaces can reduce cravings for alcohol, cigarettes, etc. So the initial step that I took was by bringing in transparency, visual interaction and connection between them by introducing green spaces between the build space, use of movement through various space with a sense of direction. Nature plays a major role in reducing stress. Gardens will be incorporated in the design to help rehab consumers work out stress. The major function that helps with the green space is by increasing self-esteem, improve self-well-being, reduce stress, improve mood, decrease anxiety, increased feeling of calm and relaxation, increase social interaction, improves goal achievements, improves cognitive function. These are few views of my rendered model.